Chennai, the biggest industrial and commercial center in South India, is also known as the Detroit of India for its automobile industry, a major cultural, economic, and educational center. Among global cities, Chennai has been named in the Hottest Cities to Live in 2015 by BBC. Chennai weather is usually referred to as hot, hotter, and hottest. 2015 summer saw people running with buckets to get water from any distance. Lakes were dry. Metro Water hired more and more lorries to meet the growing water demand. In short, getting water to their homes was a daily task for Chennaiites. But never did anyone know water was on the way to their houses in Chennai. From 8:30 a.m. on December 1st to 8:30 a.m. on December 2nd, 330 millimeters of rainfall was recorded. A 100-year record rainfall. The entire city drowned. How did JIO handle this crisis, and what are our learnings? November 2015. October 28, 2015. The northeast monsoon entered Tamil Nadu. Until the first week of November, the rainfall was normal. From November 8th to 12th, the first spell of rains started. Torrential rains and storms started disrupting many JIO sites. 10 AG1 and 392 E-Node B sites were affected. JIO team restored all AG1 sites and 350 plus E-Node B sites in the next few days.
One of the paths to robustness is understanding the critical sites. That means one single site going down affecting multiple sites is a critical site. So out of the 1,700 odd sites we have in Chennai, there are 422 sites which are very critical, because these sites going down will affect the network badly compared to the other sites. So having identified, we made sure these 422 sites get an umbrella protection, multiple ways, whether it is from water or various other possible disruptions. How do we prevent it?
There were some valuable lessons learnt in this process. Switch off the power supply when water enters the site to ensure the safety of workers and equipment. Stock sufficient quantity of diesel in tanks to run the site in case of prolonged power shutdown by the EB. Arrange SUVs for technical and team movement. Alert the monitoring teams for 24/7 support. Before restoring the sites, SMEs and OEMs should audit the affected sites. While the major sites were up and running, the next spell of rain started from November 18th to 23rd. In the second spell, a total of 11 AG1 sites and 412 E-Node B sites were affected. Through the learning and experience from the previous spell, JIO team restored all AG1 sites and 371 E-Node B sites in the next few days.
Meteorological department predicted the heavy downpour from 1st December onwards. As a precautionary, we have set up a control room in Reliance JIO. The control room consists of critical resources and critical spares and equipment which we have mobilized from our warehouse, which is almost 70 kilometers from Chennai.
But the 2015 northeast monsoon showered a 100-year record rainfall. Can you imagine the impact on our network? 70 cuts over a stretch of 2,600 kilometers of OFC, 5 AG2 sites, 105 AG1 sites, and 1,092 E-Node B sites were affected.
We in JIO use this opportunity in two ways. One, to quickly recover back from the damage and put it back in track. And two, how do we work as a team to make sure that such a level of damage, even if it happens, it doesn't affect us in the same way? So that's the two approaches we took.
Important aspect which was instrumental for gaining confidence among the employees is the behavior and attitude of the leadership team. For example, when the entire city was in floods, I managed to come to the office. At the same time, some of the functional leads, like people in charge at the AG3 in Siriseri, the people in charge in SAG2 at Guindy, in spite of all the handicaps and hardships, they remained in their respective places. It sent messages to the other employees that when the senior leaders can make to their offices and accept the challenge, that we should also participate, and thereon from day 2 and day 3 the attendance improved and the support also increased. The moral encouragement given by the chairman and the senior management was a great fillip to us.
Major learning in this whole exercise was that we are all totally dependent on computers and laptops for our daily use, but when you start opening our computers, it was not working. We had a hard copy which has been updated and kept it for references. That was becoming handy for us at this time, because that has alternate numbers of the employees, spouse numbers, and the addresses, updated addresses, which was very, very useful at that point of time.
Such a natural calamity can affect us very badly, and we as a JIO needed to be prepared to handle not just the flood, every calamity that can happen to us. So in that approach, we did a couple of brainstorming with all the team members, and many works were done. Core teams were formed to analyze what is that we can do to prevent it from happening henceforth.
The impact can be reduced if the valuable lessons are learnt in this process. Site evaluation and construction should be based on seismic zone ratings. Identify critical sites for connectivity. Filter low-lying sites. Provide dewatering pump with DG. Raise bed level of sites, DG and assets. Elevated walls in basement frontage to prevent water leakage. Provide handy DG with rain cover for immediate restoration. Aerial cables in waterlogged areas to be converted to underground cables. JIO poles with the right spec will reduce the dependability on unreliable EB poles. Permanent DG in AG1 centers to reduce the dependability on EB power. Wellness center in major facilities.
Typically, our expectation is to make sure that the network has the highest amount of stability. Now, when this flooding impacted us heavily and the sites went down to 1000, our network availability went all the way down to 20%. And obviously, everybody else's network were also down. But the beauty of our way of strategizing helped us. From -20, within a period of 3 weeks, we brought it back to 99%. So where is -20, where is 99%? This was made possible only by the team of TN, which worked as one organization, end to end, taking ownership. Everybody from the JIO center manager to the CMM to the CTO to the construction to the HR and to every one of us, we worked as one team. And the control room really provided the kind of support required, and the JIO center managers took on the work of the true JIO center managers, which means not just the business, whether it is network, enterprise, business, people, every part of the work they took it onto themselves.